Is fame not enough? In the world today, people show up by the thousands to watch professional athletes compete in sports. Football and basketball are at the top of the list because of the up-tempo speed they are played. They bring in the most fans and money to their leagues or associations. Clothing and merchandise brings in a large profit because people praise these players and want to wear their name and number to show they are loyal fans. The players that compete in these sports are among top athletes in the USA. They start sports at a young age with a dream of becoming a professional athlete. Most of these athletes can compete in many sports, not just the professional sport they are involved in. But all of this is worth paying these athletes more money in 1 year than the average middle-class citizen will make an entire life. I don't believe that millions of dollars should go to players that have that much fame. This money can be used for countless other important things in the US. People might argue that players need to make millions of dollars to keep athletes in college or even high school interested in playing in the big leagues. The young children that watch these players are not worried about how much they make, but want to be in their position someday. I'm not talking about cutting your pay scale to nothing. Cutting the wages by roughly 60% will do the trick. I realize that 60% sounds like a drastic cut, but if you look at the overall amount, they will still be making money that is equivalent to a surgeon's salary. Like I said previously, these players are praised by everybody and the young generation. Adults and even senior citizens watch these athletes because football is a tradition and has been for many years. Money was never a controversy back in the day. It was all about the pride in working hard and making it to the pros to show how good you are. Nowadays, everything is worth money, not pride or fame. Professional athletes make outrageous amounts of money. According to Bissett, the average player in the NBA makes $4.2 million a year. But there are players who are so talented that they make double and sometimes even triple that amount. The average football player in the NFL makes $1.4 million a year. They also get bonuses for achievements like making it to the playoffs and, of course, winning the Super Bowl or World Championships. When an NBA team makes the playoffs, each player receives $100,000. In the NFL, the money they make from playoff games and winning the Super Bowl depends on how much their salary is. They get a percentage of their salary if they win the Super Bowl. The money that citizens pay for the games and merchandise supposedly helps the economy by filtering money into businesses and companies that sell the products. However, there are better ways to help the economy and the people. The money that gets cut from players' salaries should be given to businesses to help stimulate the economy. The money should also be given to shelters or places where struggling people need to get back on their feet. College players do not get paid, yet still fans show up and watch their games. The NFL and NBA get more fans, and the players are getting paid to play sports. So why does money matter so much when the fans will still pay out outrageous amounts of money to watch the games? These professional players have everything a person needs to maintain a great life. They make millions of dollars, and girls practically throw themselves at these men. The women want to be in the spotlight just as much as the athletes. They live in the high life with fancy cars, massive houses, and have more toys than you could imagine. Children of all ages admire these players and would do anything just to get their autographs. Adults spend thousands of dollars to get seats that are front row and close to all the players. They seem to have everything, but most of these athletes do not have very much money. They spend the money faster than they make it. They are spending millions of dollars on things that they think they need just because they are rich and can have it. They buy jewelry or clothes that most middle-class Americans could not even come close to affording. They are also far from outstanding citizens. Michael Vick is an NFL quarterback and was convicted of dogfighting. Ben Roethlisberger is also a player in the NFL. He got a DUI on his motorcycle and was also accused of raping a woman, but no charges were committed. Kobe Bryant is a star NBA basketball player that was also accused of raping women. The list goes on with drug charges, rape, DUIs, and many other illegal activities. All of these players that I just listed still play and still make millions of dollars, while people that work night and day to support their families still make minimum wage. Professional teams are owned by a certain individual who takes care of paperwork and advertising aspect of the team. These owners also make outrageous amount of money in the sports field, but unlike the athletes, the owners needed money to make money. A lot of the owners started businesses or worked their asses off to make the money to buy the teams. Rich Davos owns the Orlando Magic. He started off by creating an all-purpose cleaner, which became Amway. Then he used a chunk of his wealth to buy the Orlando Magic team. Robert Kraft is the owner of the New England Patriots. He did not get all his money from the Kraft Mac and Cheese Corporation. He went to Harvard, came back home to work under his dad in the paper business. Then he founded International Forest Products, where he made all of his money to buy his team. So the owners of professional sports teams worked very hard in the business world to make enough money to buy the teams they own today. Professional athletes make way too much money for a game that has been about tradition in the past. They also do not act like upstanding millionaires with criminal records among the NFL and NBA. Their salaries need to be cut down by 60%. That money needs to go to people that actually deserve it. This money also needs to be put into struggling economy to help everybody in the nation. The players will still have all the fame and even more respect by a lot of people because they will be playing for the people and the love of the game, not just the money.